Welcome back, Focus Learners, to today's Explainer. So, if you've ever felt like your day just gets totally hijacked before you've even poured that first cup of coffee, well, you are in the exact right place. Today, we're breaking down the actual mechanics of how to set your day's intent before the chaos of execution even has a chance to begin. We're looking specifically at how the MyCS Morning Briefings work. Now, the My Command system has this very specific, highly structured protocol for getting your day started on the right foot, and we're going to unpack exactly how it operates step by step. So, let's get into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. We'll be looking at 1. Setting the day's intent. 2. The 5 guided steps. 3. Impact on system performance. And 4. The Napoleon Hill connection.
Starting right off with Section 1, Setting the Day's Intent.
So the morning briefing in the MyCS framework is basically a guided daily ritual that you access right from your command screen. But honestly, the absolutely crucial part of this definition is that second half. It is used to set the day's intent before execution. Think of this as a deliberate ritual to capture your focus and lay down your boundaries well before you open that inbox, check your messages, or start reacting to everyone else's emergencies. You know, context is everything here. The morning briefing doesn't just exist in a vacuum. It's actually the very first stage of the broader 5-part daily command cycle, which dictates how you navigate your entire day within the app. You brief in the morning, you execute your tasks, track your progress, debrief in the evening, and finally, learn from the data. That morning briefing, it's literally the ignition switch for this entire engine. I really want to reiterate this core philosophy because, frankly, it's the ultimate stake in the ground. Setting the day's intent before execution is the entire goal of the MyCS Morning Protocol. If you take absolutely nothing else away from the macro philosophy today, let it be this. You are claiming your agenda before the world even tries to claim it for you.
Let's move to and see how this builds in Section 2, the 5 guided steps.
This crucial 5-step checklist is what the app walks you through every single morning. It's a sequential mental model, so you never really have to guess what to do next. It guides you right through reviewing yesterday, setting priorities, doing a status check, looking at your ops schedule, and finally, confirming and launching. Let's actually break down what happens in each of these phases. Diving deeper into those first 2 steps. Step 1 is all about accountability. You're reviewing yesterday's command score and your habit completion. And what's really interesting here is if you missed the prior evening's debrief, the system actually forces you to complete it right then and there before you can even start your new morning briefing. You literally have to close yesterday out before you can open today. Then, moving to step 2, you set and rank your top 3 priorities for the day. And a really cool feature here is that the MyCS AI can jump in and offer suggestions for these priorities based on your active objectives and the context of your current calendar.
Moving to the midpoint of the briefing, we hit Step 3, the status check. This is where you take a look at your active life domains and command positions to see if any areas are, declining or just require some immediate attention. It really keeps those long-term goals front and center. Then, Step 4 is the ops schedule. This is where ambition meets reality. You review your device's calendar events for the day to identify realistic focus blocks before you actually commit to those priorities you just set in Step 2. It forces you to pause and ask yourself, wait, do I actually have the time to accomplish what I just said I'm going to do?
So, the crucial point is Step 5. You must define the one thing. To finalize and wrap up your morning briefing, you have to declare the single outcome that matters most for that specific day. It's kind of the ultimate prioritization exercise. And once you confirm that one single, non-negotiable target, boom, you launch your day. Which brings us to Section 3, Impact on System Performance. Now, completing this daily morning protocol instantly contributes 15% toward your overall daily command score. Right out of the gate, just by properly planning your day, the system rewards you with a massive chunk of your daily performance metric. It totally gamifies the act of preparation. Furthermore, the data seamlessly flows through the app. Those top 3 priorities that you set back in Step 2 of the briefing, they don't just sit there as static text on some summary page. They automatically pipe directly into the mission area of the app as actionable tasks. So the plan instantly becomes the work. To summarize the ongoing benefits here, doing this daily builds a briefing streak, which is great for keeping you motivated so you don't break the chain. But more importantly, it establishes a highly consistent daily operating cadence. In fact, during your initial op onboarding, you set a specific recurring time for this briefing to happen. That creates a really powerful repeating rhythm that just anchors your entire routine. Next up, Section 4, the Napoleon Hill connection.
Now, what's really interesting about this next concept is this quote right here. Read a written statement of desire aloud twice daily, including once after arising in the morning. That is actually Napoleon Hill's sixth step for transmuting desire into riches, straight out of his absolute classic book, Think and Grow Rich. Hill required this daily repetition, especially right after waking up, to actively influence the subconscious mind with belief and faith. When we compare Hill's historical methods with the MyCS protocol, we can really see the brilliance of the system. The morning briefing literally provides the operational structure for the morning ritual that Napoleon Hill suggested almost a century ago. MyCS takes that classic, proven philosophy for transmuting desire into action and completely formalizes it. It upgrades Hill's analog mental preparation into the structured, highly data-driven planning session right on your phone. You aren't just reciting a desire anymore, you are locking it into a calendar, checking it against your life domains, and tracking its execution. Which leaves us with one final provocative question. Are you ready to formalize your desire into a structured daily habit? Understanding how the MyCS morning briefings work is a great first step, but executing that 5-step cycle daily is what actually shifts your trajectory. By setting your intent before execution, you take absolute control of the narrative of your day. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep your focus sharp, start building that briefing streak, and I'll catch you in the next one.